Most men have no frame, and it's why they stay weak. Let me ask you something. Think about the last time someone said something that got under your skin. Maybe it was a text you checked too many times. Maybe it was a comment in a meeting that made you fumble over your words, trying to defend yourself. Maybe someone you cared about was in a bad mood, and somehow, by the end of the day, you were the one feeling off. Now ask yourself, who was in control in that moment? Not you. And if you're being honest with yourself, that's not the first time. That's most days. Most men today are being controlled. Not by bosses, not by governments, not by some external force they can point to. They're being controlled by reactions, by the need to explain, by the hunger for approval, by the desperate pull to be understood by people who don't even respect them. And they have no idea it's happening. This is not a motivation speech. This is a system. This is the Obsidian Frame Protocol. And by the end of this, you will understand exactly why your life feels like it's being steered by everyone but you, and what you're going to do about it. The problem that nobody talks about. Here's the brutal truth that most men spend their whole lives avoiding. If you don't control your frame, someone else will. Every single day you are either operating from your own internal reality, your own values, your own standards, your own energy, or you're operating from someone else's. There's no middle ground. You either have frame, or you're living inside someone else's. And most men, they don't have frame. A woman doesn't text back for 6 hours. And suddenly a grown man is checking his phone every 10 minutes, replaying the last conversation, wondering what he did wrong. His entire internal state has been hijacked by someone who hasn't even said a word. A coworker takes a shot at him in front of the team. And instead of letting it land and moving on, he spends the next 10 minutes over-explaining himself, justifying his position, trying to win back approval from a room that has already moved on. He looks weak, not because he was challenged, but because he reacted. His friend cancels plans last minute, and he stews about it for the rest of the night, letting someone else's poor planning ruin his entire evening. Someone challenges his opinion online, and he writes 3 paragraphs in response, getting more and more worked up, as if convincing a stranger on the internet is worth his peace. This is what life looks like without frame. And here's what makes it worse. Most men think this is normal. They've been told that reacting is honest, that explaining yourself is being mature, that chasing people down for closure is just being a good communicator. It's not. It's weakness. It's weakness wearing the mask of thoughtfulness. And it is destroying your life slowly, one reaction at a time. What frame actually is. Frame is not about being cold. It's not about being emotionless. It's not about pretending nothing bothers you. Frame is your internal reality, and your commitment to staying inside it no matter what's happening around you. Think of it this way. Imagine 2 men walking into the same chaotic situation. Man A immediately scans the room, picks up on the tension, starts adjusting his behavior to match the energy around him. He mirrors what he sees. He tries to smooth things over. He shrinks. He reacts. Man B walks in the same room. He feels the tension too, but he doesn't become it. He stays exactly who he is. His energy doesn't shift, his tone doesn't shift. He's like a fixed point in a spinning room, and without saying a word, people start adjusting to him. That's frame. When you have strong frame, people feel it before you speak. They respect you without you asking for it. They adjust to your reality instead of pulling you into theirs. When you have weak frame, you become a mirror. You reflect whoever's in front of you. You become whatever the room needs you to be, and over time, you lose track of who you actually are. In 2026, the man who controls his frame controls his life. Everyone else is just reacting and wondering why nothing seems to go their way. The 6 rules. Here is the Obsidian Frame Protocol. 6 rules, simple to understand, difficult to master, non-negotiable if you want to stop being weak. Rule 1. Never react first. The moment you react emotionally, you lose the frame. Not because emotion is weakness, but because uncontrolled reaction is a signal to everyone watching that you can be moved, that you can be rattled, that someone else is steering you. When someone insults you, tests you, or tries to drag you into their drama, your instinct will be to answer immediately. Don't. Pause. Let the silence sit. Let them speak into empty space. You don't have to fill every gap. The man who can stay calm while others lose control automatically absorbs the frame in the room without lifting a finger. Practice this. The next time someone says something designed to get a rise out of you, breathe. Count 5 seconds, and then choose whether to respond at all. Rule 2. Speak less. Mean more. Weak men fill silence with words. They explain. They justify. They overcommunicate because they're afraid that if they stop talking, someone might not understand them. And if someone doesn't understand them, they might not approve. And they need that approval like oxygen. Men with strong frame don't do this. They speak with purpose. Every word carries weight because they don't waste words. And paradoxically, the less you speak, the more people lean in when you do. Your silence becomes louder than their noise. Your words land harder because they're not buried under a pile of unnecessary ones. Start listening to how much you talk, then cut it in half. Rule 3. Never explain your boundaries. This one will feel wrong at first, because you've been told your whole life that communication is key, that you have to tell people why something isn't okay, that you have to make your case. But here's what nobody told you. The moment you start explaining a boundary, you've invited them to argue with it. You've opened a negotiation, and you've already handed away the authority that makes a boundary. A boundary. Your limits are not up for debate. You don't owe anyone a reason for protecting your own peace. If you've decided something doesn't belong in your life, a behavior, a person, a dynamic, you enforce it with action, not with paragraphs. When you have to explain a boundary repeatedly, it's not a boundary. It's a request, and requests get ignored. Rule 4. Detach from outcomes. Most men have tied their self-worth to things they cannot control. Whether she texts back, whether they get the promotion, whether people like them, whether the plan works out. And so every outcome becomes a verdict on who they are. They win, they feel good. They lose, they spiral. They're riding a wave they didn't build, being pulled in whatever direction the result takes them. Detach. This doesn't mean stop caring. It means do your best work, put in full effort, and then release the result. You are not the outcome. You are the process. And when you stop needing things to go a certain way, you become impossible to manipulate, because there's nothing left to dangle in front of you. Rule 5. Walk away without explanation. This is the highest expression of frame in action. When something no longer belongs in your life, a conversation, a relationship, a situation, You don't have to announce that you're leaving. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't owe anyone a farewell speech or a list of grievances. You just leave. Your absence says everything that needs to be said. People who need you will notice. People who don't, well, that's your answer. The man who can walk away without needing to be understood is a man who cannot be held hostage. Stop thinking you owe everyone closure. You don't. Close the door quietly and keep moving. Rule 6. Build in silence. The most powerful men in any room are never the loudest. They're the ones who disappeared for a while, who went quiet, who stopped performing for an audience and started doing the actual work. They stopped posting every milestone, stopped explaining their vision, stopped seeking validation from people who weren't in the arena with them. They built in total silence, and when they re-emerged, the results spoke in a language that no one could argue with. Silence is not absence. Silence is focus. Every minute you spend announcing what you're going to do is a minute stolen from actually doing it. Go quiet. Build. Let the results be the announcement. How to train this, starting today. Frame is not a personality trait you either have or don't. It is a muscle, and muscles are built through repeated stress and recovery, not through watching someone else lift. Here's how you train it. Every time someone disrespects you or tries to pull you into their chaos, practice the 5-second pause before you speak. Not 5 minutes, just 5 seconds. Let the instinct to react pass. Then choose. Every time you feel the urge to over-explain yourself, stop and ask one question. Would a man with strong frame explain this? If the answer is no, stay quiet. Every time drama enters your field, ask, is this worth my energy or my peace? You cannot have both. Choose wisely. And every single day, practice walking away from one thing that doesn't serve you. Not with a speech, not with a message explaining why. Just stop engaging with it. Let the disengagement do the work. Do this for 30 days. Not 30 days of thinking about it. 30 days of doing it, and you will not have to tell people you've changed. They will feel it before you open your mouth. The choice. Most men will hear this and feel something stir inside them. And then they'll go back to their phones, back to the explanations, back to the reactions, back to wondering why nothing changes and why nobody takes them seriously. Because change is uncomfortable. Holding frame when someone is pushing against it is uncomfortable. Staying quiet when every nerve in your body wants to defend itself is uncomfortable. But so is living as an emotional slave to everyone else's moods, opinions, and chaos. You get to choose your discomfort. You can choose the discomfort of discipline, of pausing before reacting, of speaking less, of walking away without needing to be understood. Or you can choose the slow, grinding discomfort of a life where you are never quite in control, where everyone and everything can move you, and where you spend your days reacting to a world you never learned to stand still inside of. The weak version of you reacts. The strong version of you chooses. Master these 6 rules. Not because someone told you to. Because you're done living at the mercy of a world that will take everything you allow it to take. Your frame is yours. Claim it. If this hits you, comment frame below. And if you're serious about going deeper, subscribe. This is just the beginning.